Oh, shit. This thing's on. How's it going, everybody? Sir Douglas of the Argos Fancast here. And today, upon sober review, Toronto 33, BC 17. I was just going over my notes real quick here. And, well, Liram Hajrullahu had a great day. He went 6 for 6. Mackay Polk had himself a great day as well. He had over 100 yards passing. Chad Kelly, bit mediocre. He is getting better though. And BC's offense, BC's defense just couldn't keep up with Toronto at all. Nathan Rourke got pulled in the first half, replaced by Vernon Adams, who himself got pulled during garbage time, and Toronto cruised to a win. But realistically, who cares about that? Simply because a much bigger piece of news hit the wires this morning. Like, basically whatever I had for upon sober review today, that was pretty much the be all and end all of it, right? I could have gone through and taken my time and gone through the game, but this is a bit more important. Yeah. Rogers buys Bell's stake of MLSE. They now own 75% of MLSE and of course 100% of the Blue Jays. So they effectively own professional sports in the city of Toronto. If you ask Blue Jay fans, this is a bad thing. Leaf fans are kind of ambivalent because they're just starting training. They're kind of in training camp mode right now. Raptors, same thing. Toronto FC fans are pissed off. And I'll tell you something. Toronto Argonaut fans, despite Keith Pelly being in charge, are livid. There's a lot. Basically, we went from basically having nice, stable ownership to being extremely worried overnight. But anyway, let's get into this a little bit here, just so I can get through this here. Buying out Bell's ownership of blah 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 blah. So Rogers announced purchasing Bell's 37.5% share of MLSE for $4.7 billion. Larry Tannenbaum and his holding company owns the other 25%. One of the most prestigious in the world. Blah 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 blah, and also one of the blah blah blah. Assuming regulatory and league approval of the sale, Rogers, under executive chair Edward Rogers III, adds to Maple Leafs, Raptors, Argos, FC, Marlies, Scotiabank Arena, pretty much all of Maple Leaf Square, and of course, Skydome. And basically they said now that they're going to simplify MLSE with one controlling owner. Basically, they're saying, in the backside of this, they're saying this is a good thing, right? Saying this is a good thing because now they don't have to go through, red tape to do anything or whatever. So now there's going to be, one guy that you can go to and say, hey, we would like to do this. Can we do it? Yes or no, whatever. Problem is, if you're a Toronto Argonauts fan, let me explain something to you. Let me talk to you. Back in 2005, when Rogers got into this, hang on one second here, just to get that out of the way. 2005, when Rogers actually got into this, and they actually changed the name of Skydome to Rogers Center. Also, the year was my first year as a season ticket holder, in a cruel twist of fate. Basically, they said that they basically told the Argos, okay, we're going to give you a couple of five-year leases, and basically we'll go from there. Of course, everybody remembers what happened. Everybody kind of remembers what happened, but let me tell you exactly how this all panned out. In 2000, this is how our schedule was. Now with Rogers in control of Rogers Center and also in charge of the Blue Jays. This is how the schedule went. In 2005, we had 2 Wednesday games. In 2006, they started. That's the start of the heavy fall schedules. Basically, from 2006 to 2015, all the way through to the end of the time at Rogers Center, we started having schedules that were heavily backloaded in with September and October games. Very few games during the summer, and a hell of a lot more in the fall. So we started seeing the heavy fall schedules in 2006. 2007 was the start of the Bills Toronto series, and on top of that, the first 3 home games were on Thursdays in 2007. 2008, the home opener was on a Thursday. Actually, 2007 also, going to go back. 2007, that was maybe one of the only times it wasn't like fully backloaded in the fall, but it seemed kind of evened out that year. But for the most part, it was still first 3 home games were all on Thursdays, right? That was 2007. 2008, the home opener was on a Thursday night. And once again, it was a heavy fall schedule, plus Bills Toronto in 2008. 2009, there was a lot of Friday games, which was perfectly fine. But still, heavy fall schedule, and Bills Toronto 2009. 2010, a Wednesday home opener. A Wednesday home opener. Okay? Plus, that was the first year that we had Touchdown Atlantic, so that cost us a home game. Once again, and heavy fall schedule again. Bills Toronto still there in 2010. 2011. No weekend games in the summer. There was no Labor Day Classic either that year. The home opener wasn't until week 4. Bills Toronto still in effect. That was 2011. 2012, the year we won the Grey Cup. Week 2 was a Wednesday game. We also played the Monday before the Labor Day Classic. Before Labor Day, so there was no. I don't think there was a Labor Day. Oh no, wait, no, there was. Sorry, yeah. Monday we played the Monday before Labor Day as well, so we had a Monday night game. Then of course we go back to the heavy fall schedule again. We had 3 straight weeks in October. 3 straight weeks of home games in October, with one in weeks 16 and 17, 5 days rest. And yet we still won and Bills in Toronto was still in effect that year, and we still won the Grey Cup. I think we won the Grey Cup in spite of Rogers that year. But then again, that's when we started seeing David Braley that's when David Braley kind of took over from Cinnamon and Sokolowski, basically pulling a Vince McMahon when he was the higher power with the corporate ministry. It's me, Austin. It was me all along. That's what David Braley was, and basically the reaction for all of us was all the same. Oh, son of a bitch. Anyway, 2013, we had 1 weekend home game, 2 random Tuesday games. One versus the Lions and the other was versus Montreal, and that was the day after Labor Day, so no Labor Day Classic that year. And then we also had a month-long road trip with Bills in Toronto still in effect. You can kind of see where this is going here. And then 2014, not much to talk about. It was still, once again, very, very fall-laden schedule, and that was after the Week 14 bye in 2014. And then we get to what could only be described as a war crime. The 2015 season. Season that we weren't the Toronto Argonauts, we were the Toronto Globetrotters. Okay? First, week 1, we started as essentially touchdown north, where we played in Fort Mac, and that counted as our home opener. Meanwhile, the actual home opener wasn't played until August the 8th, the first of only 5 games that were played at Rogers Center that season. Of course, you could say, oh, the Pan American Games was on as well. Yeah, but to me, that wasn't an excuse. They try. It's like I understand that they tried to backload the schedule to try and prevent the conflict of that, but guess what? It backfired because the Blue Jays managed to go on a run, make the playoffs for the first time in God only knows how long. I don't think anybody realized that they were going to do that, and because of that, we had one game that was supposed to be our home game versus the Ottawa Red Blacks that was played in Ottawa, and then we had 2 games that were played in Hamilton, where Hamilton fans showed up just to jeer us. Total combined attendance was just over 7,000 for those 2 games in Hamilton. I don't blame us at all because, well, shit. Who wants to go to Hamilton? Who wants to go to Hamilton? Honestly. And then thankfully, the final game at Rogers Center, and this was because we were being evicted, by the way, because they wanted to put in natural grass. They still don't have natural grass. They have a permanent infield now, and they've done all sorts of capital improvements to the stadium. But the reason why they kicked us out was we want to put in natural grass. Well, guess what? Where the fuck is it? So that in and of itself, and let's not forget how let's not forget the whole concession thing as well. Yeah, Argos never made a dime on concessions at all during that whole time. So there is and so that is the reason why for 10 years Rogers fucked us over royally, dry, no lube. And that was because they wanted the Bills to come to Toronto. But now with Roger Goodell essentially saying that Canada isn't worthy of an NFL franchise, maybe there's a shift in thinking there. Maybe not. The way I look at it is like this. I don't trust them as far as I can fucking throw them. Straight up. I don't trust them. I don't trust... Like, they actually went out and said... They actually talked with Randy Ambrosie and said, yeah, we're committed to holding on to the Argonauts. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see in 2020. We'll see in 2026 and 2027. We'll see. We'll see in a couple of years when ultimately we have to be moved, when we ultimately are either going to be doing another touchdown Atlantic, touchdown Pacific, touchdown Tuck to Yuck Tuck, or whatever the hell we're going to end up doing, because we're not going to be able to play at home due to the FIFA World Cup. We're going to see. But like I said, I don't trust Rogers as far as I can throw them. Because you see what they've done with the Blue Jays. They've turned them into the laughingstock of the AL East. Not of the league, mind you. That firmly belongs to the Chicago White Sox, but the Toronto Blue Jays, quite frankly, are just awful. And I don't see, and I hate to see that sort of kind of BS get transferred over to a place where where the fan base has grown significantly over the last 5 years, since all the damage that David Braley and his cronies have done to it. And Rogers. Basically, they tried to fucking kill us. They tried to fucking kill the Argonauts, and yet we, like the White Walker King, after getting nailed with dragon fire, just looked up, stared at the dragon, gave a little half smile. We're not that easy to kill, and we aren't going to be. That's pretty much all I got. I hope that the only thing I hope is that this ends up being better than I think it's going to be. But right now, there's an awful lot of negativity in this fan base based off of this recent decision. And I honestly hope I hope that everything keeps going the way it's going. Hopefully we don't end up with another ownership crisis. Because, I mean, let's be honest. Since I became a season ticket holder, the Argonauts have averaged a new owner once every 4 years. And the fact that MLSE has owned us for 6, they've bucked the trend. Let's hope. I hope they can keep bucking it. I hope they stick with it, and I hope to hell that we don't get fucked again. That's all I've got. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you after the Hamilton game. Ticats suck.